is complete. Juan Soto has been traded to the Yankees along with Trent Grisham.
Luis Severino is a New York Met.
Former member of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim recently signed the richest contract in sports history.
The Dodgers, Scott, are getting an anomaly.
I'm not afraid to say it anymore. The Padres are dead.
After watching the Texas Rangers hoist the 2023 World Series, everybody's eyes turned to what was supposed to be a hectic offseason, and hectic it was. The free agency class was loaded with superstars, headlined by the superstar himself, Shohei Ohtani. Not only him, there was the NL Cy Young winner Blake Snell, and Japan's ace in the World Baseball Classic Yoshinobu Yamamoto in this free agency class as well. We also had lots of trade candidates that saw new teams in this offseason. In this video, we'll grade the winners and losers of the 2024 MLB offseason and talk about each major transaction that happened. Let's start with what each team was waiting for. Where was Shohei Ohtani going? Every team was in on the Ohtani sweepstakes, and who's surprised from that? Before the season, people were talking about him being the first $600 million player. It took a little while for him to make a decision, but he made one, and by God, it was a big one. Ohtani chose to stay in Los Angeles, but signed with the Dodgers instead of the Angels for 10 years, $700 million. Now, if that's not crazy, what if I told you Ohtani's only getting paid $2 million each year for the next 10 years? That's right. He deferred $680 of the $700 million, so the Dodgers could spend more money on big-name players. Shortly after the Ohtani news, the Dodgers made a trade for the Rays' #1 pitcher, Tyler Glasnow, in hopes to bolster their rotation that was underwhelming last season. Then, right after that trade, the Dodgers make even more news and sign Ohtani's Japanese teammate and second most sought-after free agent, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, for 12 years, $365 million. That's 3 aces on one team that already has Walker Buehler coming back from Tommy John this season. With now 3 MVP candidates from last season and a pitching staff that consists of 4 All-Star starting pitchers, the Dodgers are the frontrunners for the 2024 World Series for a reason. I'll give the Dodgers an A. What's keeping them from an A+ is it looks like they're putting all their eggs on these first 10 years, while the next 10 years will be stuck in salary cap issues. The next team we'll talk about mostly made their moves by trade. The Yankees made a blockbuster trade, acquiring Juan Soto and Trent Grisham from the Padres. As well as that, they also made a rare trade with their division rival Boston Red Sox and acquired Alex Verdugo, a young outfielder who had a down year last season. It's clear that the Yankees wanted to give Aaron Judge some help in the outfield, so what better way to do it than by getting one of the best players in the game today and another young star. These couple moves make this lineup dangerous 1 through 9, but they are still lacking in the pitching department. Striking out on pitchers in the free agency market might cost them this season, as they had chances to get Yamamoto, Blake Snell, and Jordan Montgomery to pair with Garrett Cole. For these moves, I give the Yankees a B+. Another team that made significant moves this offseason was the San Francisco Giants. They were kind of under the radar, since they weren't able to score deals with the 2 major free agents, but they still had decent moves. They signed Korean outfielder Jung-Ho Lee, as well as pitcher Jordan Hicks, and traded for Robbie Ray. What they also did was sign a power hitter in Jorge Soler to boost their lineup even more. Not only that, they made a late offseason acquisition and signed all-star third baseman Matt Chapman to a nice deal. Those are 2 pitchers who can do serious damage against other teams, a 25-year-old that boosts their lineup in outfield, a guy who can crush the long ball, and someone who can hold down that hot corner. They aren't the most sought-after players, but they can make a significant impact on this team. I give the Giants a B+. Of course, not every team could be a winner this offseason, so seeing this team as a loser is very surprising. With arguably the biggest payroll and the most unselfish owner in baseball, the Mets failed to make a significant move to bolster their roster. Their main focus was Ohtani, but he was stolen by the Dodgers. Their second focus was then Yamamoto, but after traveling to Japan and making them their primary focus, he was also stolen by the Dodgers. They did sign former Yankees pitcher Luis Severino, but he's often injured and had a disappointing 2023 season, so that's not something to look at. From the beginning of the 2023 season to the end of this offseason, they lost Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Carlos Carrasco, and David Robinson, and replaced them with Sean Manaea and Luis Severino. I give the New York Mets a D-. Another team that took a loss this offseason was the San Diego Padres. After a disappointing 2023 season that saw them not even make the playoffs, The Padres chose to blow up the team and trade their two best outfielders, in superstar Juan Soto and Trent Grisham. Not only did they do this, what they got in return for was very underwhelming, as they got a bolster of right-handers that can barely compete to make the rotation, and a catcher when they already have Luis Camposano, who showed he could be the catcher of the future, batting .319 this past season. Also with this terrible trade, they also couldn't retain Blake Snell, the best pitcher in the league last year. They also lost arguably the best closer in the league in Josh Hader to free agency. So not only did you not keep your three best players, you didn't get anything good for them in return. Obviously these moves were made because the GM AJ Preller couldn't handle the spending he did in the past off seasons, but this is not the way he should have done it. I give the Padres an F. Let me know what you think of these evaluations in the comments. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.